to Season 3 of Assetto Corsa Competizione, hosted by IRC Esports. And we are green, we have begun racing.
Well, welcome again, a good evening to everyone, and we are back again with our season 3 and round 2 of ACC League here at IRC, and today we are at the Misano World Circuit, and today we will be racing here in the sprint format as well. But most importantly, today in the commentary box I have been joined by one of our OG commentators who is making a comeback after a lot of days. I have Ninja Zero with me in the commentary box. So Ninja, how is it going?
I mean, it's good to be back to my roots where I started when the commentary scene started in this IRC, but yeah, great to be back.
Yes, and you are our controller gods when it comes to, ACC. So what do you have, to say about this track specifically?
Like, this track mostly reminds me of Paul Ricard because it has so much of high speed corner and just few sections which are like very slow and hairpin and sort of like that. And yeah, I would say this is a very good. It has a good flow to it, I would say. More like, yeah.
Yeah, and I have been given a couple of, insights about this track and the cars that people have chosen here. So most of the cars seem to be very like fared, on this track, like the different manufacturer, except the old Ferrari and the BMW, which seem to be an exception to this, and they might be lacking in performance. And we do have one person driving the BMW. I think it was Worship the Panda, who is still on the BMW. So yeah, so we will see what he can do. Without further delaying, right now the boys are in practice, and we will take till then we will take you around the circuit of Misano with a hot lap on board Ghost. So that was a brilliant lap by our very own Ghost, who has got a lot more competition, as the seasons are progressing here in ACC. But definitely seeing that lap, we could clearly see that to be fast, you have to use every inch of the track, which involves you getting on the curves, and especially some of the cars, which are stable on the curb, like the Bentley or the Ferrari or even the McLaren. They might have an upper hand going through those, as well as there are a lot of corners. So cars having superior acceleration like the Lambo, Audi, or the Bentley as well, they might also be like an upper hand here. But yeah, without further delay, let's just go into the game. Meanwhile, Ninja, so you have some insight onto the weather that can be for today's session. Like, if I'm not wrong, the weather is set so that there is 20% chance for rain. Am I correct?
Yes, I think you're correct about that. We have 20% chance of rain, more likely, and about changeable conditions should be about 59 to 60%. So you literally can't predict when the rain is gonna come. It can be the beginning of the race or the middle of the race. It's just a ball game now. Let's see where it lands.
Yes, so we are already a bit late into the scene, of quali, and we are almost middle way into the quali, especially because we kind of got delayed with the hot lap and all that. But we do have a couple of times on board. We have Prakhar Vats, who is topping the sheets right now with a 137.8. Deepak Raj 6 tenths below, Ghost 9 tenths below, and Rishabh be 1.5 seconds around, 1.2 seconds below, and Stinky with 1.4 seconds below. One thing that our viewers would notice is that the names of everyone has been completely changed on the left side. That is because the server has been set up in such a way so that it's easy for everyone to recognize our drivers, because most of our drivers are known by their Discord names, and whatever you see on the left side is their Discord name. So Ninja, what do you think about the initial times that are coming?
I mean, I think it's just a very obvious thing that everyone is just trying to get on the track, trying to heat up their tires, just to get the feel of it. And slowly as they progress, they will start to get quicker laps. So right now they must be on 20 liters, I would say. So right now, obviously they're not pushing; they're just trying to get the limits of it.
They have only 10 minutes to do their quali run, so we should not forget about that as well, and half of it is already done.
Yeah.
So mostly, if that is the case, then most of the drivers should look into pitting and going for that one hot lap for sure. But yeah, we are currently on board 8 cylinders, who has changed his car from the previous race. He was driving the McLaren, and today he is in the Aston Martin with a new livery, the purple sporting livery. I'm not that big of a fan of this one compared to the previous one. What are your thoughts on his livery?
I mean, it's just a standard. It's just slapping a favorite color on it and just may hope that it looks very good. I mean, from his point of view, it is obviously pretty good, but obviously everyone has their own opinion on that.
We do see a lot more amateurs in the lobby. Do you have any idea about that? Because I'm pretty sure 8 cylinders was silver in the last one, and we had pro. Some people in the pro position. So do you have any idea on what is going there? Has it been changed to silver and amateur, the classes?
I mean, yeah, since you had mentioned that everything, the server has been set in a way that you can see everyone's names. Same goes with their classes as well. So each driver, as they were assigned a certain I would say class like silver and am. We have 2 classes in this season, which is silver and am. So red ones are am, and obviously silver ones are silver. And so yeah, you guys see a lot of amateurs, and it actually kind of also shows how much competition they have on each other, and they are trying to just get an edge over. Because last season we were lacking a lot of enthusiasm on people were not they didn't have any point to race or something like that. So now even the people who are a bit slower than the top dogs can also fight for something.
Yes, so right now the top amateur people are Washing Powder Nirma and Deepak Raj. but slowly the silver class drivers are also improving on their time. We do have a traffic jam while we are riding on board. Nirma, luckily the guy ahead of him gives him way, but a couple of new drivers, new faces we are seeing on the grid. We do have Eccentric, if I can go to him, who, if I'm not wrong, it's his first race here. I'm correct?
Yeah, it's his first race. Yeah.
So he is also on a controller. So did you give him some tips, or he is winging his own controller setup and trying to feel the car?
I mean, the settings I think it's his preference, because the control settings you can't match with one or the other. It's just about how someone can adapt to it.
For
Secondly, he's like pretty insane driver in F1, so I don't think any much advice is required in ACC. But yeah, let's see how he does in this race.
Yeah, let's see how he does indeed. Currently, he is 2.5 seconds off the leader's time, but hopefully he might improve as the race goes forward. Talking about more, more new drivers who we are seeing, we do have Helium as well. This also seems to be his first race. We have currently racing going on between Babaji and 8 cylinders, if I'm not wrong, that purple looking car. But yeah, 8 cylinders gives way for the quali lap and will probably look to create some gaps so that he can go for clean laps with 39 seconds left in this session. We do have currently D Singh topping the charts as usual with a 134.9. Following him is not so Masum in the Ferrari with a 0.5 second, 0.4 tenths deficit from Dalvesh Singh. And as I was talking about Helium, a lot of talks pre-race have been going about his performance, about his times that he was setting in the practice servers and all those kind of things, and it reflects right now. He is currently sitting in P3 with just 7 tenths short of D Singh, even though being in the amateur. So Ninja, correct, can you give some insight? Is there within season driver promotion from amateur to silver, or demotions as well, or is it like they will have the same class for throughout the season?
Like, I actually don't have that much of information about this, cause actually you never know. It's all depending on the ACC coordinators what they think. Cause if it actually gets unfair to the people in the amateur class, then it has to be kind of dealt with. So yeah.
Yeah, we have Rishabh B, who is about to cross the line. Will he improve on his time? He crosses the line in the McLaren and does go P3. So he did improve his time. So we have two purple looking cars. One will be 8 cylinders and one will be Rishabh B. We have to just keep an eye on whether it's a McLaren or whether it's an Aston Martin to differentiate between those two. But we do have a couple of more people who we kind of missed out in the previous race, but for sure in this race we will be covering them. We have KG as well in the rookie class, amateur class, who is currently sitting in P22. A lot of drivers improving their time currently, but the top 3 seems to be fixed at the moment. But that's quali over for now, and this is the finishing order. D Singh topping the charts with a 134.9. Masum did improve on his time, but just fell short by 700s from Dalvesh Singh. Rishabh B in P3 with 0.3 seconds below Dalvesh Singh. Prakarwats with 3 tenths again below Dalvesh Singh. Difference between Rishabh and Prakar being just 600s. Elfie in finishing in P5 and Jackster in P6. So I will stop reading the charts. We'll go through that, but just as we can see on the grid, it's raining. Ninja, what do you have to say about that?
I mean, it was to be honest, it was a bit unexpected. I thought it would be like in the mid of the race, not in the very beginning of it. But yeah, I think they might have had that information. But let's see how people have adapted to their setups to deal with weather in which part of which period of the race. So
I'm not sure why.
Let's see what happens.
Are they doing some config changes in the server? Because you know, everyone seems to be inside the pits at the
Yeah,
moment.
it's quite unusual to see all the cars in the pits right now because they usually start at the before the last corner or second last, depending on which track. But right now, everyone seems to be in the pits, so I think it's a server issue right now.
Yeah, so meanwhile, while our coordinators are trying to fix the server, we do have KC66 also making a comeback after a long break from ACC. I think this is also his first race after the break, or was he there in the last race?
No, no, this is his first
First
race.
race. So we
Yeah.
will have a look at his livery as well, because I think his is one of the funniest livery on the grid, comprising some of the good emoji faces, from people in this community and the admins and all. So we will do have a look once the cars appear on my screen. That is, I am having a chat with the coordinators on what is going on.
Yes, the current update is that from our ACC coordinator is that the server is glitched out, so they will be restarted.
Okay, so that makes sense. Anyways, this gives us more time to interact with the chat, Do we have a lot of people in the chat is my question first of all. If we have some good interaction with them for some time till the server gets reset. We do have Tanish Agarwal telling Casey for the win and Kalpesh for the win. Some supporters for KC66 in the chat. Old Ferrari is slow, obviously, as I mentioned Kapil before as well. Uh, that's just Ghost, Kapil. He was just that fast at that time. He just dominated with the set a good enough time with the old Ferrari itself. But yeah, the hot laps themselves are around a season old, so everyone is improving. So no one knows what the current pace of drivers would be on the grid.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy to see so many people like be doing much quicker than they were before. Like Jackson, the last race he was pole, finished the race in first. Like that was just crazy over there. And I expected actually quite a lot in this race as well, but it was surprising to see him P5.
Yeah, that is indeed true. Um, this track, like, we are having the sprint race format. You did drive in the last week in the sprint race format. How did you feel about the format? Just for the audience who don't know what the sprint race format is, we have a 10 minutes quali which is already done. We are waiting for the server to be reset for the race, which will be a 20-minute race, and then we have another 30-minute sprint race after this. The finishing order of the first race decides the grid for the second race. So this is done so that we do not have a lot of gap between the people up ahead and the midfield and the back markers. Everyone gets a chance and a fresh start to the race if they undergo into some incident. But yeah, coming back to my question, Ninja, what do you think about this format? Did you enjoy driving it last week?
I mean, yeah, as a racer also it quite brings quite a lot of excitement and like so much adrenaline rush to it. Like first of all, the last track Barcelona is very hard to overtake unless it's a huge pit straight. So yeah, only it was very hard to like find gap to take some opportunities, but I think this track will bring a lot more like fun for the drivers because this is like so many places. There are so many places to overtake. You can literally think of so many. Like I would say turn like at the turn three. I would say turn three, then turn six, then all the way to the back straight. There are so many like opportunities for drivers to like exploit and take a move on someone else.
Yes, indeed. So talking about the, Spain, the only place to overtake being the DRS straight. If I am not wrong, you also were involved. So we all know that these cars only rely on the slipstream or a good exit from the previous corner to try make a move, and we don't have the features that F1 has to make it easier to overtake. So most of the drivers ended up going side by side into the turn 1, and I believe you were involved in 1 or 2 incidents when you were trying to go side by side with some drivers into that. So that can be challenging. But talking about this Misano track, do you think people will do the same? Like, do they have a chance to make a move into turn 1? I believe so. There is a chance, to make a move onto turn 1 because of the exit that you can get from the final corner. What do you think about that?
I mean, this track is a lot more spacious compared to Spain, I would say, and like to after crossing the first sector, there's a lot of places where you can just try and get a jump on someone, try to cut across and then get a good acceleration and get a slipstream on someone. So yeah, I think this track has a lot more like places to give to the drivers for some overtaking action.
Yeah, even talking about the lot more places, this track also has a lot of runoff areas on the corner exit which are tarmac and not grass. Like, you have to go pretty wide to, go on the grass. So should be a bit more easier for the drivers, but you never know what will happen. We do have a couple of people, taunting each other in the chat. But yeah, how about we have a game in the chat? How about everyone in the chat tell whom they are here supporting for, and we'll see which driver gets the most support among the people in the chat who are watching the stream. Meanwhile, Ninja, so any updates from the coordinators on the server?
I just see an update right now that the server is back and they will start at 9. Which is like, I think 10 minutes away from it.
Okay, so I do saw the popped up message for me that the server has gone offline. I will try reconnecting and see if it is back online for the same, and we will be back into racing soon. But yeah, we are just trying. The server management and all is pretty new to the coordinators, and they are figuring out the new format, making the life easier for organizing these races for themselves, as well as later on when we upload the result, as well as all those kind of things. Right now the server does seem to be up, but it is in free practice. I am pretty sure why don't we take this time and admire some liveries on the track? What do you think about that, Ninja?
I mean, I'm ready for it. Like, I'm waiting to see some insane liveries. Like, I see just Casey's livery.
Yes,
I just saw Couple's face over there. I'm like, okay, someone supporting him on the sides. But then if someone hits him on the side, it's a very different case.
That might be taken in both ways, either to taunt the person or even to, distract. It can be a distraction, nice decoy to be thrown out in middle.
I think Casey has thought it like strategically. Like last season, I think he was getting punted on the side quite a lot, so he put someone's face over there. So it's like, let's see now who punts.
And there is a chef hat also added on top of Couple's head to make it much more Mamma Mia,
I mean, I don't know how good he cooks, but I think Casey knows quite a lot than what we do.
Okay, there seems to be some network lag, him going outside the track, but on the top we have one of our ex-admin's face as well. That's the real SD. That's a creepy looking face, and that's enlarged to an extent that makes it more creepy. But yeah, we will be easily able to spot his car for sure from far off, from helicam, 100%.
Like, and if you want to see those emojis and faces, you can just join the Discord.
Yes, so the links to joining. If you are new to this community, let me just plug in our Discord channel. We are around 800 members. I'm not sure if we reached 800. It was 799 when I last checked.
No,
but
we reached 800.
Okay, so like, we are 800 members. 800, So we are exactly 800 members strong right now, and if you are a motorsport enthusiast, no matter which motorsport you like, and if you are an Indian, then you are very much welcome to go into the video description. You will find the links to the Discord server, and you can join in, share your motorsports love with other people on this community and have a good time. As a general, you need not just be, someone who plays games or ACC or F1. You can just be a normal motorsport enthusiast. Also, I saw a lot of the braking marker boards being really close to the track here. But yeah, I have noticed that on some places the track itself is painted by the white line, but at other places where there is no paint near the near the braking marker, do you think will it make lives difficult for our drivers as they are driving if the braking marker is not available because of some incident?
If it happens in the very initial stage, which is the most possible outcome, so in that case they just have to kind of search for something else. They have to kind of adapt to the surrounding and see if they can find some better breaking points. And then if it happens later in the race, then it all depends on the muscle memory, because then they have to just boil in and see where they were, because it all about the flow, like at one point towards the end. So then you will realize where you're braking, how much you should be going later or earlier depending on what you are doing.
Yes,
So yeah, it's all about the driver's adaptability.
indeed, indeed. We can see all the drivers and their liveries waiting to do their setups right now. Washing Powder Nirma still running the same livery from the last race. So is Ghost running the same striped booth livery on his car. Deepak Raj with the same livery on his Lambo as well. Stinky coming with a black car, but I think his livery was not shared properly. Worship the Panda, 8 cylinders rounding up with their own taste in the livery itself. One thing I like about these drivers, they don't only put in effort to become fast, they definitely put in effort to, make it more presentable as well.
I mean, it's not a surprise, because if you see in our YouTube channels, you see it's very creative, and it's built by the community as well. So it's like you should not be surprised at this point, because when someone comes up with such creative liveries and stuff. But yeah, it's very good to see their, I would say, like, enthusiasm.
Yes, indeed. If I'm not wrong, Harry had a new livery for today, which is full inspired by stuff which might get us demonetized. So we will not.
I would say it's a Budweiser and
Yeah.
Marlboro.
Yes. That's exactly his livery is currently,
I'm kind
just-
of disappointed it's not raining anymore.
Yeah, even I am, just the server restart made it not rain. So even I am not happy with all this. So that's our whole grid for you today. We do have a bit less drivers compared to the, previous race when we had way more drivers, but definitely, some tracks some people don't like. I think Ninja, you will be disappointed that it's not raining, correct? Because the whole
I was
reason,
highly disappointed, yeah.
one of the reason why you did not chose to race today was because driving on wets in controller is just hell. So,
I mean, yeah, it's personally for me, it's like it's not very comfortable. So I didn't prefer racing today, and yeah, it's actually fun being back in commentary as well. So yeah, it's like win-win situation for me.
we definitely missed your voice in the commentary. We see as we wait for all the drivers to do their race setups as well as their normal setups. Reminder to everyone in the audience, this is a 20-minute sprint race, and the finishing order of this race will decide the starting grid for the next 30-minute sprint race which will follow. So right now the drivers can just prepare for one short dash. That's the advantage of this format. They don't need to do a pit stop. Pit stops are not mandatory. All they have to do is put push laps after push laps after push laps and try getting as close to the rear of the guy whom they are chasing, unless you are dacing and you might just create a gap because he is that OP on this grid right now. Ninja, talking about the drivers themselves, like coming from first season when Ghost was up there challenging for, every race win and all those kind of events, what do you have to say about the drivers now on the grid? Like now we can clearly see, I am sure that Ghost is a bit out of shape after being away from the game a bit, but definitely we see a lot more new faces on the top part of the grid. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, it just makes it more fun, I would say, because you don't want a Lewis Hamilton winning situation all over again. So yeah, it's
Yes.
definitely fun for everyone.
That is indeed true, as our grid is slowly crawling to the start finish line. And we do have green light right now. We see D-Sing getting a absolute magnificent of a start up front, but behind him, Prakarwats and Rishabh V are trying to battle it out. It seems like Rishabh is going wide there, if I'm not wrong. That's him in the purple car, but he still manages to keep the position, but not for long. Prakar gets a much better exit out of that corner.
Oh, and I saw Prakar
Yes.
just going outside of the track. I think he got.
Oh, there is a
tapped from behind, and
traffic.
there's a
There is a
this
big
corner.
traffic
This,
jam.
yeah, this corner actually reminds me of that France that one particular sector where it's like very slow right-handers, and yeah, obviously it kind of resembled in way the people spun and also.
It just
Yeah, it
piled up, you know. It was just
Yeah.
a big chain reaction. Some people helping others to straighten up and some doing the opposite. But I'm pretty sure, considering the pace that these drivers were carrying through that corner, a lot of them might have got heavy damage and heavy repair time that might affect their speed through the straight.
Yes, and definitely, as you can see, two guys going side by side. One is Deepak and other one is Sparsh, if I'm
yeah,
not wrong.
yeah, I think it's Sparsh in the McLaren. Yep, that was Sparsh
Yes,
in the
so
blue
they were going
McLaren.
side by side in one corner, and now he's trying to get the slipstream, trying to get close to him, but I don't think he'll get to him quickly, or is he gonna get?
Ooh.
Oh, and Deepak taps up behind him. Actually, yes,
No, that
oh
was
my God,
Sparsh who
Sparsh
tapped
also.
him. I'm not sure
But
why.
Deepak-
Yeah.
So it was like one on the other. Then it's yeah.
I'm
First
not.
lap is always and
Oh.
and I don't know who was that exactly, but just sideswiped one car and
I
he's
think
just
that-
completely off the track.
I think that was a dark green car. I'm not sure whose car it was, but right now there is a bit of fight going on between Ghost as well as a bit more punting and sideways action going between Ghost and Jackster there, both falling down massively after getting caught up in the incident in the first lap where a lot of cars had piled up, but still they are going side by side, trying to give each other space and trying to climb up the field with whatever damage they have.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at the leaderboard on the left, it's like many silvers are actually dropped quite a lot. So it's like everyone is just kind of frustrated and just wants to get as high as possible for the next race.
Yeah. It seems like, you know, that was a chain reaction that caused all the incidents to happen. Behind we see Electrip making a dive bomb, if I'm not wrong, on Shrox. I'm not sure. That should be Shrox, right? The leaderboard on the left is not updated, but this will give us more idea. So that was you know, Electrip making a move on Shrox, diving down on the inside, and it seems like even Stinky is looking for a down as Electrip misses his braking point and goes completely wide, gets overtaken by 2 or 3 cars in the span in a matter of just 2 corners, and just lost a couple of positions there. He will be gutted for his life. Up ahead it seems like Shrox is going all out of shape, and he gets really slow on the apex and gets punted off by Jackster from behind. Jackster probably racking a lot of damage there, but now Electrip is back again in the fight, going on the outside, but outside is the slow line and other drivers taking advantage of Electrip's miss form, you know, trying to make a move on him on the inside.
Yes, people are just now getting a bit more anxious just to get past, because if a silver is behind an amateur, that driver must be feeling frustrated that at 140 he's not getting past that guy, because he should be getting that easily done. So it's like it adds up to the frustration.
Plus it's more like, you know, people, even the silvers might not be used to the braking that amateurs are doing, and that might throw them off a bit more, you know, when they are following someone really close to them. That might result in some of the incidents, as we see Ghost trying to close on to Harry Rocks right now, who is in the red Aston Martin. Mostly Ghost would have sustained high damage after his couple of incidents in the previous lap, and should be looking to, you know, make a move on Harry.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing now the drivers have to do is try to get the better exit than the guy ahead. So that's all they have to like worry about more if they want to get someone past.
Yes, up ahead it seems like we are in a DRS train from 8 cylinders all the way up to KC. Everyone separated by less than a second. Right now we are on board KC, who is trying to chase on Kaushik Tumala ahead of him in the Mercedes.
Yeah, I mean, so far the amateurs are actually doing pretty well. It seems Eccentric is all like getting chased by Washington and Nirma, who is an anime McLaren, I would say.
Full anime McLaren.
Yeah, but actually Eccentric in first is doing pretty well on holding up on Nirma.
You know, one of the reason for that was that you know, he was not involved in any incidents and he climbed up the grid really quickly. But right now it seems like Nirma does have more pace than Eccentric, but Eccentric is just not letting go. He is placing his car where it needs to be and is able to defend his car, you know, defend the position on the corners and making life difficult for Nirma.
Yeah, I mean, these cars are not easy to maneuver mid-corner. So, like, for example, that carnage that happened, many people wouldn't have been able to avoid because you just can't maneuver this car like F1 cars. And just for someone spun, and that I think was Harry Rock, if I'm not wrong.
I think that was, yeah, that's Deepak Raj, whose car is joining back on the track right now. And as well as someone else's car was also joining back on the track. I think he was involved in an incident with someone and he fell back. We'll see replay of that incident. Just 1 second. We will get an idea on what exactly happened. I think since a lot of these drivers are running liveries, the server becomes really slow in terms of loading replays and all those kind of things. Let's just have a look on board Deepak Raj, what happened to him recently. So here we see him trying to go on the inside, all nice and clean, of not sure who is in the pink McLaren, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that's Spurs Johari.
Yeah, that's Spurs.
Yeah, so he made that move clean, fair and square. Where did my man lose his car?
I think this is the point where it's gonna happen. Like, what we'll see what exactly happened.
Yes, mostly seems like it. Oh, that's a big cut. That's a big cut. That's a very big cut.
I think he jumped over a curb, or that was a huge. That was a very. I would say a huge. I don't know what exactly to call it, but he just bounced off from it and just lost his car completely.
Yes, so he lost it on his own. Right now we are still on board with him. He is currently getting chased by Electrip just behind him. Let's see what he will do later on, but right now ahead it seems like Harry is able to defend his car against Ghost. From the past 1 or 2 laps, he's not letting him go.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants the points, he has to kind of work for it, and even if it's kind of like managing to hold a silver till the end of the race, so I think, well, Ghost has to try a bit more harder than he would have.
Up ahead we have a 3-car battle between Jackster, Stinky and Johari. All 3 trying to make moves on each other, as we'll see. Johari going really wide in his McLaren, that enables Stinky as well as Jackster to try make a move. There is some punting of going on the right side by Johari, but somehow it was not a major contact, and both of these cars, Jackster as well as Stinky, came out alive from that. From what
it looked like first was trying to go on the inside of Stinky, but didn't realize Jackster was on the left. So
Yeah.
he just kind of tapped on him and then went very wide on that corner. So yeah, unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed, as Jackster is even looking for a move on Stinky. Will he send it down the... No, he will not. As we see Stinky mounting the curve the same way Deepak Raj did and lost his car. Hopefully, he does not lose his car, but we can...
And Stinky gets a drive-through again. This is third drive-through in this whole season so far. Each race he had a drive-through, and this is the third drive-through he has racked so far.
I think he got a drive-through when he mounted that curve massively. So now Jackster does not need to worry about the position. He will get it for free. But yeah, like, I'm not sure why Stinky gets a lot of drive-throughs. I think in both the sprint races on Spain he got drive-throughs, and today again he is blessed with another drive-through.
I don't know if it's a vendetta from ACC against Stinky, or it's just he's not able to get the track limits that...
I am not sure where Jackster is planning to make a move on. It does not seem like you can make a move on the grass as he dives down the inside of Stinky, moves up one position. It seems like Stinky is definitely having some kind of damage, which is kind of making him fall down as he comes really close to Jackster again.
I mean, that move was brilliant, but how it started was a bit weird. Because
it was really clenching. For one moment I literally thought he will die. He will take out even Stinky.
Yeah, I think he took my Paul Ricard comment a bit seriously and thought there's no grass over there. But anyway, Stinky's trying for the move inside. Does get it so far. I don't know if he's gonna stick it or Jackster is gonna get cut back. And he parks the bus over there, and he just didn't realize it and slams behind. And then Ghost also did a same thing. And now let's see if Stinky dives in. Yeah, he dives in the pits for drive-through to remove his drive-through.
That was a complete park the bus move there, right on the apex. Like literally, he parked it like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it did the job, which was surprising.
Yes, right now Nirma still struggling to get past, but finally, after trying to off-edge Eccentric on the corner, did finally make a move on Eccentric. Let's see if Eccentric can come back from this, and now Eccentric might even get into danger from KG behind, who is also closing the gap massively on Eccentric.
Yeah, I mean, Eccentric could do as much as he had in his tanks, and finally Nirma got the better of him and is now ahead of the... I think he's still behind 8th cylinder, but he still got ahead finally after... I don't know how many laps he was behind him, but finally that completed.
We can definitely say he was behind him for 13 minutes because we have only 7 minutes left in this session. It seems like Eccentric is not mounting the curb as much as he can in that Bentley. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, he just began playing this game, so I think he's still getting comfortable with the car he chose to drive. So yeah, he just has to find the limits right now. I think he's just a bit afraid to push them.
Yes, that might be one of the reasons, but right now it seems like even KG is getting hunted by Kaushik Tumala. Kaushik looking for a dive on the inside, decides not to. Just a bit of scare to KG, trying to shake off the rookies in the ACC League, but they did not fold.
And speaking of the classes, Jackster has got a drive-through.
Yeah, he's currently serving it in the pits, his drive-through. A lot of drivers getting drive-through. Is it that easy to cut a corner here?
I mean, it's easy to mount the curves, but also it's kind of hard to notice how much you have cut from that curves. So, and plus, if you rack 4 warning cuts, I would say, then you get a drive-through. So, I think people are just trying to exploit that thing, like how much they can cut and gain an edge while still not getting a drive-through.
Yeah, and some people are paying the price for it. It seems like Nirma is also catching up to 8 cylinders up ahead. We have a 6-car train forming at the back right now, all the way starting from 8 cylinders all the way back to KC66, who are in this train currently.
I mean, so far, Misano has kind of delivered the racing we needed, I guess I would say. And there were a lot of side by sides trying to and there were a lot of collisions as well. That's a different thing. But yeah, overall, I think it has been a great race to watch.
So it seems like Helium is a bit too pro for amateur. What do you say?
I think it's just his best track. You can't tell. And I mean, just the season just started. And this is the second race as of now. So it can be his strongest track, or maybe he has practiced so much in this coming week that he's now doing quite well among the silvers, I would say.
Yeah,
so he may get promoted. You never know.
One more thing is there that Babaji seems to be finally in P4. Seems like his streak of bad luck might have come to an end, and he might be able to get some good points finished today. I think he did some mistake right now because Helium seems to be catching up to Baba.
That's the thing. I was actually going to say let's not say it a bit quickly because it's still 4 minutes left. So it's you can never tell, because last race Stinky got a drive through at the very last lap. So
yes,
anything
indeed.
can happen.
So right now Casey just made a move on the inside of KG and moves up one more position into this championship, and right now ahead of him is Kaushik Tumala, who is trying to defend, but no more. He leaves the inside door wide open, but Casey does not decide to take that inside line, but he does decide to take it right now and gives a bit of a shove from the right side and pushes him off the track and takes the position. That was a slight nub. I think that Kaushik did not leave enough space. What do you say?
I think he didn't expect him to be that close to him. I think he thought he had given space, but then at the end he still managed to touch him. And also I don't know if it's Casey's livery that's intimidating him. He kind of went wide and was hesitant to cover him off.
Yeah.
It was hard to tell what he was actually doing there. But at the end Casey got the move done.
Yes, it seems like Habib is closing on 8 cylinders right now, and we also have Prakhar closing on Helium up ahead. Both of these people are catching on Babaji as well. So while this battle is about to spice up in the next 2 minutes, I don't see Rishabh in the top 3. I'm very sorry that we missed what happened to him, and I don't want to go to replay. We might miss a battle for P5 as well at this point.
From the last race, what I remember, there were few drivers who have got disconnections in the middle of the race. So I think he was also a part of that disconnection issues. So yeah, I don't know if he's still on the grid as well. So
Yeah,
that's hard to tell.
that is also true because I don't see his car on the grid. Oh no,
Yes.
he is
Oh,
there.
there is actually he's P70 there.
P70.
So I don't know if he was part of an incident or not.
Let's see, because up front we did not cover any battle till now as such, so we might get some action from his replay itself. A couple of laps back, whatever he was involved in. Meanwhile, the replay loads in. So
I can see a huge gap between lap 8 and 9, I would say. So I think that's where they should start with. He dropped down
in the beginning.
I think he was a part of that lap 1 collision, I would say.
Are you sure?
He's been back since
yes,
he was a part of the lap 1 collision.
He was a part of the lap 1 collision indeed.
That's very unfortunate. He did a brilliant qualifying to begin with, so it's very unfortunate that it had.
Yes, this is where Prakhar went wide. Prakhar kind of got a bit out of shape, and I think even Rishabh got a bit out of shape here, and that's what started the chain reaction.
Oh yeah.
This is what started all this.
Now I remember, Rishabh was the one who tapped into.
Yeah, and behind us, couple of people tapped each other and just spun. And I think he tried recovering, but the pileup just kept on happening at the back. That's where he was straightened by Stinky. But yeah, initial lap. So leader seems to be on the final lap behind. Still the battle is spicing for P15 position, but what I am wanting to see right now is Okay, we did miss Nirma overtaking 8 cylinders. 8 cylinders still trying to go on Nirma, trying to go for the dive as this is the last lap of the race. Up ahead, it seems like Helium was overtaken by Prakhar as well, and now Prakhar is chasing Baba. Where did Baba go?
Oh my god, don't tell me. Oh my god.
The-
Did we put a curse on him?
I think we did. Either he had a disconnection or something of sorts. I'm not sure why replay loading is taking so much time, but I think we should have. Okay, we don't have him on the grid at all.
A lap before.
I don't. We don't have him on the grid at all. I don't see him
so
anywhere.
I think he was.
Yeah, his power just
Okay.
gave up on him in the last couple of minutes.
I mean, I did kind of say let's not say it so early.
That is true. My bad, Baba, for giving you the curse. But we do have currently P1, P1 Masoom, but P1 is Dalvish Singh. Okay, P1 Dalvish Singh, P2 Masoom who crosses the line. P3 will be taken by Elfie. A brilliant drive from him as well, avoiding all the incidents into the lap 1 pile up and getting up a lot of positions. Prakhar, who got a bit nudged off by Rishabh, tries for a recovery drive and finishes P4. P5, the rookie finishing, Helium, the top rookie, the top from the amateur class, my bad. P6 taken by Worship the Panda. I'm not sure what is happening now on the timing sheets, but there you go. P6 by Worship the Panda, P7 by Nirma, P8 by 8 cylinders, P9 by Eccentric, P10 by Kaushik Tumala, P11 by KC, P12 by KG, P13 by Ghost, P14 by Sparsh Johari, who is about to cross the line now. Crosses the line in P14. Electric will cross the line in P15. Why did I do that? I should go to intervals and then yes. Okay, we don't have the proper finishing order in this format, but yeah, I won't be able to go on board. But P15 Electric, P16 Deepak Raj, P17 Rishabh, P18 Swarnes, P19 Harry, P20 Jackster after getting his drive through, P21 Stinky after getting his drive through, P22 Aladdin, P23 Shalalak, and P24 Shrox. The person who we are missing from the grid was running P4, and that is Babaji, who is currently no more on the grid. A really gutted feeling he would be going through, Ninja. Like, I cannot imagine like going from P4 to not scoring any points, and that too because of no fault of his own.
I think this is second disconnection in this race, I would say. Like, second disconnection in this season in general. I think in Spain also he had one of it, and then now in the second disconnection. So yeah, it's like, I think it's a very weird pattern going on right now.
Yeah, like it's all up to the internet, you know. We do not have the best of the internet. We do see Baba rejoining, or I think it is the final result screen. But yeah, Babaji finishing P24. He will be gutted. He will be gutted. But anyways, that was a good first race as we wait for the grid to be set for the next race. Pretty sure it will take a lot of time for the same. Okay, let's go and have a look back at the chat. What is going on there while the coordinators are trying to set the grid up for the second stint race of today's event. So okay, so a couple of people were really happy for the wet start, but then they got disappointed.
And obviously they got disappointed.
Yeah.
One of them was me.
Okay. One of them was you, and there were a couple of people in the chat as well who got disappointed with that. So yeah, a couple of drivers commenting nice livery for a couple of the drivers. A couple of people in the chat watching were Okay, so I have been advised to turn off WhatsApp notification. That is a good idea for that matter. I think only one message came in the middle. But yeah.
And there's one comment that says that reports chance going to be wild.
That is for sure.
I kind of agree as well, because turn one was itself like a reports or in itself.
I can clearly see one report coming for Rishabh as well, since he punted off. He punted off Prakhar and then caused a big chain reaction behind him. So a big report and a big penalty coming in through for him.
I mean, as a gamer, obviously, like the first May you want to be ahead of anyone, like everyone. It doesn't matter how it is. So they're like they have a fire in them that just want to overtake, and that's what the cause is in lap one.
Yes. Okay, lap one incident. Someone asked for the replay, and I hope that you got the replay for the same as well. Eiffel is OP. Yes. Forgot to change my livery, so he is disappointed that we are not able to see his actual creation of the livery because he did not change it while picking his car before he joined the server, I believe. So hopefully he does get chance to change the livery and rejoin the server, and maybe then we will be able to see his livery.
Yeah, I mean, he does have time right now, but I don't know if his livery is gonna be displayed on stream. Let's see.
If he has put it on the drive before itself, then definitely all he has to do is select that livery. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see some more creative liveries. But aftermaths of the first race, Nirma thoughts. So sorry, Nirma Ninja thoughts. So I was just reading Nirma in the chat, and then I just got confused with Ninja.
I think you're a big fan of Nirma, it seems, but okay.
Not Nirma as such, his livery definitely. No one can be fan of Nirma, I'm pretty sure. Unless you like cleanliness, because I hear that Nirma does a very, washing powder Nirma does a very good job in removing those stains. So yeah.
I would deny I have suffixes, but okay, let's not get into the washing powder stuff.
That is indeed true. We are not, we like these small breaks in middle where we can just jibber jabber about anything. I think last time we were talking about me trying to sing, and then the conversation drifted really in the wrong direction after that. So
soon from IRC we'll go to Indian Idol. Yeah.
This is a stage to present yourself. You just join the commentary box, try presenting your talent, and maybe people might like it and you might go viral. Who knows?
Yeah, it's all about the TikToks and reels, isn't it?
TikTok for life, man. That's the best time pass that I can do, every day. That's the best thing that I can keep it open on my phone whenever I want to have some good time pass.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is a lot of ACC and F1 posts are in reels, so it's like kind of fun to watch sometimes.
That is also true. I am a adverse Facebook user. A lot of people call me boomer for using that. Maybe I am, but yeah, I still feel Facebook is a good place to get all these TikTok and all those content free of cost and readily available. But yeah, we are diverting from the topic. Kake is requesting for an invitation to the comms in the next race. Definitely, Kake, you can join us whenever you want. You just have
Casey is asking for cheer for me. I'm like, we are commentators. We should be unbiased, I guess, right?
Yes, that is true. And if you want some cheering, Casey, maybe you know what to do, as it goes. Old saying, just slide something under the table, and then maybe, very remote chance, maybe we will just say go, Casey. Okay.
Or the simplest one, just win a race.
Yes, if you win a race, definitely we will cheer for you.
No shots fired, but just a good strategy to get cheers,
Yes. We do. You can definitely win a race by downloading performance. So just look into that, Casey. That might help you.
Downloadskills.com.
Downloadskills.com. Again, just a reminder, we are not advising anyone to go if such a website exists even. You might end up getting some good mining software on your PC if you go to those. But yeah, we are waiting for the server to be restarted and the grid to be finalized. 8:49. Okay, so let me just go out of this and rejoin the IRC server and see if it is back up, and we should be back to racing in the second race.
I mean, I would like to say shout out to the coordinators for managing servers.
Yes.
Big ups.
It does take a lot of effort to know how to set the servers up and make sure that everything goes as planned and as expected, so that it's a much better experience for both our drivers, our coordinators, our viewers, stream, everything. So definitely a big task in hand for the drivers.
Yeah, it's not as easy as F1, I would say.
Yeah, indeed. F1 is just creating a PvP lobby and just going, going about it. But here you have dedicated servers which you need to set it up and then configure all the settings, all the weather parameters, all those things, complicated stuff. Much thumbs up to the ACC coordinators. We do have a new intro as well today for ACC. So Ninja, did you get a chance to watch that on the stream?
Yeah, I definitely went through that, and it was like the progress we saw from the F1 intros to now is like insanely massive.
Yes. So this was some new format that Nirma and Worship the Panda were trying in the intro. Something new, we are all used to the normal intro trailer, just put in music and some footage, match the beats and you are done. But this was somewhat having some, background commentary kind of a thing from our very own 8 cylinders to get more hype up for the intro video as well. Chat, do let us know how did you guys like the intro video, the new ACC trailer, ACC intro video for season 3. So do let us know how did you like it and any improvements, any suggestions, so that we can make much better videos in the future as well. So everything is welcome in the chat. I am in the lobby right now, but in the server, but it seems like I do not have any controls on my hand for some reason. Okay, that was because I did not click drive, but we are just 2.5 minutes left for the second race to begin, and we will be soon underway with this same.
I'm just wishing there's a weather change.
It seems like it's a bit more cloudy right now.
Yes, so the game weather works more like if there's a cloud cover on the track, there is a chance of rain. But obviously, if you're not unaware of the settings, then it can come anytime. Like you never know.
So
even if you know the data, it's still kind of unpredictable. Like
it's very unpredictable in ACC especially. So okay, fine. Let's go through the grid. The finishing order of the first race is becoming the grid for the next one. Up ahead we see D-Sing and Masoom in P1 and P2, the same as what it was for race 1. As we move ahead towards the back of the grid, we have Elfie, who recovered, I think he started P5 and finished P3 after Rishabh and Prakhar both were involved in incidents. Prakhar in P4, Helium in P5, the amateur topping the charts right now, Worship the Panda in P6, Nirma in P7, 8 cylinders in P8, Eccentric in P9, Kosik Tumala in P10, KC66 P11, KG P12, Ghost in P13 after his caught up incident into the into the first lap itself in the last race. Sparsh Johari I forgot what count I was on, but next is Sparsh Johari, next is Electrip, next is Deepak Raj, Rishabh after his unfortunate incident and causing a pileup is way back in the field. Swarnesh beside him, Harshit beside him is Jackster again getting a drive through, Stinky getting a drive through, Aladdin finishing almost towards the back, Shalalak also finishing towards the back, Babaji with an unfortunate disconnection and then starting off almost towards the end of the grid. And then we have Shrox, who is currently starting off last in this race.
Okay, actually, I have a question for you at this
Yes.
moment.
Shoot away, Ninja.
So, what do you think about the top 10 reverse grid for second race?
We can do that, but it might make the race much more exciting. But there is a small possibility that more incidents might come up, like today also we saw a lot of fast drivers getting stuck behind the slow ones and them kind of punting people off and not able to get the braking marker that they are supposed to follow. What I think that also might come into play, like especially if you put Masum behind, say someone like Nirma who is currently P7, or even say Eccentric who is around P10 currently on the grid. It might not end up really well for both the drivers, so yeah, I'm not sure if that will be a good idea, but yeah, that does give a lot of chance. We are green light for the next race as well, going into turn 1. We have Prakhar going side by side with Alfie, backs out a bit going into turn 1 behind. Again, we have a lot of carnage. We have one spinning car, throws off a couple of more cars behind, but somehow everyone, and we see a flying blue McLaren, if I'm not wrong, that would be.
No, that's a Bentley of Eccentric,
Oh,
and we
and
see Casey spinning and goes stopping in the middle of it and just get punted behind, and yeah, it's almost a race. Oh, and there's a spinning
more
McLaren, and
more
he's just getting
carnage.
ping-ponged everywhere from left and right. It doesn't stop.
More carnage. Oh, and behind someone tried joining very unsafely. That would be Babaji, I think, and in turn punted off
Babaji is
Eccentric.
just completely frustrated from what happened in the first race.
Yeah,
I think he just didn't even think about Eccentric coming towards him and just turned in.
I think
So it's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, continue.
I think Eccentric was the person who spun off after turn 2 and went into the walls with a
he must
minor
have
tap.
a huge damage at this
Yeah.
point. If you see his bonnet and everything, he must have some damage which are very noticeable when you see it close.
Yes, indeed. Right now, it also seems like up ahead we see Harry Rocks trying to make a move on the inside of that should be 8 cylinders. If I'm not wrong, yes, that was Jackster. My bad. No, Jackster is just ahead of him.
Yeah, he
that
just
was the
actually
Rishabh.
lost control of
Okay.
his car. He just lost control of his car, so that's how Jackster got past him.
Yes. So I think he was going for a move, half-hearted move on Rishabh, and then he just lost control of his car on the exit. But we do have train forming here again. I think Rishabh was again involved in an incident this race as well. Like we did see someone cut off Nirma, and I think that was Rishabh and not 8 cylinders or someone else. We'll have a look at the replay once the field spaces out a bit, but right now it seems like up ahead the field has pretty much spaced out with Panda getting a position on Helium currently and is running one place ahead.
Yeah, the top guys have spaced out quite a lot. In the midfield there are a lot of people, and one actually entered the pits. I'm not sure who it is. It's Sparsh who has entered the pits already. So I think it didn't go well for him. But it's surprising to see Eccentric still continuing even after, I don't know how much damage he has, but it's still continuing.
Yeah, we'll soon go on board with him and have a look, visual inspection of the damage that he has. Prakhar is trying to chase on Alfie for the podium finishers. We'll come back to that and see what happens in a couple of laps. But behind, it seems like a big gap has been formed, especially because of all the incidents that followed in lap 1, and that's caused, some gap to be formed between the drivers.
Yeah, and many amateurs have also reached top 10, like 8 cylinders, Kaushik and Swarnish. And as we say, Jackster is trying to get a move on electric, gets side by side, gets the move done. As of now, goes into the after going in second corner, gets clear of electric.
Yes, he moves up to P11. He is hunting down the back right now. Electric might be in danger from one more fellow mate, and that will be Rishabh, who is also chasing him.
I mean, I can't get into the minds of how it might feel when a silver guy who's much faster is trying to catch you, and you're just trying to hold the position as much as possible. But so far, Electrop is trying his best to now keep Rishabh, like not let Rishabh pass him. But let's see how it turns up.
Well, it's at the end defending for the life, you know. You have to defend as if it's your life, and you know, hope for the best, as you can say. But just it does create a lot of issue with the faster driver, you know, not able to predict, as Rishabh thinks of going on the inside but then backs out because it is a flat hand corner and might not end well for both the drivers. He takes a much tighter line into that corner, might get a much better exit. No, he does not get a much better exit. In fact, Electrip is the one who gets much better exit from that previous corner.
Like the issue between McLaren and Ferrari is Ferrari always has a better exit. So McLaren always has to try to get into the mid corners. That was a side swipe on Stinky, and Stinky went right into the wall. Like.
Yes, Rox just took out Stinky as if there was no tomorrow, and to make things worse, he is coming back on the track like there is no one on the track, and kind of almost took out Shalalak and Nirma behind him. Shalalak diving.
Shalalak is gonna move and he almost pushed Nirma wide, but he got the move done. I don't know if it was a fair move to begin with, but he ended up getting the move, and let's see if the reports says otherwise.
Yes, there is a lot of things happening in the backfield today. We do have Eccentric, who has fallen back of the pack, but we have a big pack forming here as well, you know, for P17, 18, 16 as well in the mix, and Shrox right ahead of all these people. Nirma seems to be taking a much slower and a tighter line, but somehow Shalalak drifted way wide, and now both are going side by side into the next corner. How will it end? It's a flat out corner. Both will have to lift off to give each other enough space. It seems like Nirma is a bit ahead, but he cannot make the apex, that tight apex, and Shalalak with the dive bomb on the inside of Nirma, but Nirma going for a cutback line and manages to keep the position ahead. Brilliant racing by Nirma there. Brilliant awareness by Nirma there.
I mean, imagine just these slower cars also are giving so much like excitement into the track. It's just unreal.
Yes. Well, no one is less in racecraft here. The only reason why they are in amateur class is because of their space and not because of their racecraft. So definitely they will.
Yes.
They still have their racecraft, the skills needed to beat, to defend and to attack on this track.
Yeah, I mean that was a perfect battle, giving each other as like respectful space, and also not like intruding into like trying to scare them. Oh, and someone goes wide over there. Yeah, but as I was saying, that they were very respectful of each other, and they didn't want to like try to barge into someone.
Yes, that's one thing that you have to be mindful of when you are racing. Race is not over on the first lap. You have a lot of time to think about it, make a move about the same, and so just keep your calm, keep your cool. Soon you will be awarded with. You have to just wait for the guys up ahead to make mistake. Right now Rishabh is chasing on 8 cylinders, both purple looking cars, one in the McLaren, one in the Aston Martin. Let's see who comes out on top of this battle. You know, while right now it seems like the field is a bit spaced out, let's just go and have a look at the replay into the turn 1 incidents, what all unfolded in the back, and just have some thoughts on who it was and what exactly happened. A couple of drivers I remember. First of all, it was Eccentric who completely lost his car, and then it was probably Baba who got punted into some other car. So yeah, let's just have a look on what exactly happened.
Can we go a bit early? Yep, a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as you see, Nirma is side by side with him. But
Oh,
but
I
yeah, I think Eccentric misjudged how much space he had on the right,
yes.
and just went into. And I think let's rewind it and let's go on to. I think Ghost and Casey's perspective, because I think that's what we have noticed what happened after that. So now Casey comes in, Ghost actually missed his brain quite a lot, punched into Casey and Nirma, and
Yes.
Nirma is the one who lost massively.
Yes, it
And he just
seems.
stopped in the middle of the corner. That too, it was very
Yes.
surprising actually.
So it seems like Ghost missed his braking and caused the chain reaction to be, done behind. And then there
Yes,
was
and
this. Yeah.
that I think that pink McLaren kind. Let's jump at the pink
That's-
McLaren. I think it was Sparsh. Yeah, just rewind back a bit and let's see what exactly happened over there.
Yes, let's just see. Okay, this is where. Oh, so he basically drifted a bit wide and was coming on, and there was Harry who kind of hit his rear, and then he spun around, and then it was just a chain reaction that happened.
Yeah, it's like once in left, once in right,
Right.
once in left, once in right. It's like it's not stopping at all.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think that was also, I don't know if you can say that was unsafe re-entry, but I think it was a bit like he didn't consider there could be someone inside.
You
So
know,
he just
and
completely turned in, and that also made Baba lose
Yes.
control of his car.
Baba tried to avoid all of this by diving on the inside and being on the inside, but he was not safe from the spinning McLaren of Johari. And then he
I
was
mean, I don't know what happened. It's like a kind of a McLaren curse. Like all the McLarens are kind of not able to do well right now, for some reason.
we did see Electric being overtaken by Rishabh. I want to just rewind some laps and see how that move was done, because we did see Electric a bit off the track. Did he go on his own, or so right now is he chasing? Okay, he's still behind Rishabh. Did it happen here? Yep. So here we have Rishabh right behind Electric. Rishabh decides to go on the inside of Electric. Electric still on the outside. Was not able to defend as much. That was a fair move. I don't know why Electric lost his car. We'll wait for one more corner to see what exactly happened with him. He is still sticking really close to Rishabh. Still close to Rishabh, still close to Rishabh, still close to Rishabh.
I think he didn't spun. I think he just went wide and just rejoined.
Yeah, I think he just.
But I think there was one more incident where Stinky was involved, and it was actually quite a ruthless one, I would say, because it was like very bunched up and like he
Oh,
could have
okay.
done nothing over there.
Do you mean the last corner, the incident that we saw someone?
I think it was the
side-
last few laps. I think it was the last corner. It was.
Yeah.
I think he
so
left. So
I think.
let's
yes.
rewind a bit back. I think we'll see him.
Yes. Stinky, there you are. Yes, there he is. His
Yes.
car park. This is where it all
So-
happened. If I. am
No.
not-
It was
Oh.
towards the last corner.
Where is Stinky? Where is Stinky? Shocks. Did I miss? Did he? Oh, there
I
he
think
is.
one lap behind.
Okay, so one lap behind. Yep. So there he
Yeah,
is
yeah.
going.
This is the place.
Yeah, going into the final corner.
Next lap.
I think next lap. Yeah.
Yeah. Just go a bit ahead. I think.
He's still there. He's still there. He's still there. Still there.
Yeah, I mean, he
still
was
there.
actually doing pretty good, like staying behind and just trying to get an opportunity if he could have. But it was a very unfortunate thing that happened.
Yes.
It was that Madhav behind him.
Yes, that is Madhav behind him.
Yeah, but he went wide.
Oh.
He tried to come into the racing line, but obviously he didn't notice that Stroke was inside, and
Yes.
yeah, he just completely got wiped out over there.
Yes, that's it. But we do switch back and we see 8 cylinders going side by side with Rishabh. Both the purple cars going side by side.
Ooh, and
Rishabh.
almost getting in contact.
Yeah, I almost thought that 8 cylinders will lose his car there, but somehow 8 cylinders stamped on the brakes to avoid the contact.
I mean, yeah, you just have to be kind of smart over there, because 8 cylinders right now in P10 and he doesn't want to lose any more places by crashing into someone.
That is indeed true. For the same back also, we see that the field has spaced out a lot. Only battle we see is going on right here. Jackster on the inside of 8 cylinders. I think he is still side by side going into the next corner, but Jackster takes it much more, gets the inside line, and 8 cylinders had to back out for that corner. Jackster moves up one position.
And we have 15 minutes left, which is halfway towards the race. And yeah, so far everyone is like kind of just keeping behind someone and just trying to get a move, but right now it seems pretty done, I would say. Just we need to wait for someone to like try to make a move on to like another one.
Baba has got a drive through. Given up on the race? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's more of like yeah, it's just I can't deal with this anymore. I think he was at that point he was pushing, but I think after the drive-through it's probably a deal done situation.
Honestly, like if he would have finished 4th in the first race, then he would have been possibly looking for some really good points, because he would have started 4th in the second race as well. So some really good points he was looking forward to, but unfortunately he disconnected and he lost the points.
I mean it's all just what ifs, like what if this happened, what if that happened.
Yes.
But at the end it's all everything has happened already. So.
Yes, indeed. Seems like Harry Rocks is just 0.3 seconds behind KG. Eccentric had a good first race. KG drifting really wide onto that corner. Harry will take the perfect line through that corner, but they are still side by side. It's not over yet. Going into the braking, Harry leaving all the door he could leave on the inside for KG to come in. Goes really wide. I'm not sure why he's taking that wide line on the exit. The track distance that you're covering is not gonna reduce. Right now both going side by side, but Harry gets the jump on KG.
Yeah, I mean Harry had clearly a better line, so I think it was much easier for him to go and get that move done. And plus, I think he was being a lot more generous in that corner, just giving so much space to deal with.
That was a bit too generous, I would say. So we see Babaji's car in the background serving his drive-through. Heartbreak race for him today. Like he was looking for really good finishing positions, but at the end he was not able to score good enough points. We do see two more cars of Shorways and Jackster going side by side. Jackster just completed the move on Suarez couple of corners back, going side by side with him. Seems like Suarez is a bit off pace, considering that he is in the amateur series and he might be getting hunted by Rishabh as well as 8 cylinders behind him.
I mean, I think he started actually quite way back, but I think he's doing pretty good considering where he started. I think he started like about P18, I would say, or P16. I don't remember, but so far he's in the very good point scoring position. So he just has to maintain that or even get higher if possible.
Yes. Even I feel the same. Like it seems like Rishabh does a lot of mistakes. Like he has the pace, but he does a lot of mistakes. Like he was that close and now he's that far off from him, from Shorens.
Yeah, I mean this is just the beginning of the season. So I mean, even though we don't have a lot more tracks to deal with, but there's a lot more racing to cover. So there's obviously a lot of room to learn. And I think we saw someone chasing very close behind. Not sure who it was.
I just saw a yellow flag behind and I switched to him. It was Harry who had lost his car. And
there's a huge pile. Like I don't know who's leading this whole train, but I think Nirma is leading this train.
Yes, it seems like Nirma, KC is a bit more ahead of Nirma, but behind Nirma, Nirma is leading the train.
Yeah, so it's like right now he's at that top of their class in that order which he's in. Like not exactly at the top, but he's like dealing with a lot more people who are the same class behind him.
Yes.
So let's see if he can keep up with the pressure.
I think Nirma just overtook Electrip in the last lap. I might have missed that because Nirma seems to have way more pace than the drivers around him.
Yeah, I think he's catching Casey at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if
he is catching Casey. Even I feel the same.
Ooh, looks like was pushing quite a lot. It was getting unstable at one point.
Yes. We do see Deepak Raj also trying for some alternate lines to make a move past Shrox. Big train here formed behind, so everyone trying different lines to make a move or to find a way past the guy up ahead.
Yeah, in this track you just have to just be like how much speed you can carry from the other drivers. That's the goal you're trying to achieve over here. Oh, and he just takes too much on the inside, hits those sausage curves and just unsettles his car.
Yeah. Seems like Nirma was around 7/10 quicker than Casey in the previous lap. So I'm not sure how quick Nirma is right now or from where he downloaded the pace, but he definitely got some hacks running.
I think we gave the right to move
yeah,
that side.
And that's
Casey
where
makes a mistake over there, and yeah, he gives the move. Like he just hands it to Nirma, but I think the move is not yet done. Casey takes it back, and so far he's just sticking close to him, trying to get the cut. He still stays very close, man. I think he's almost side by side. Just has to catch his slipstream, which he's doing right now. Let's see if he can make the move towards the end of the straight.
It seems like both of them have considerable damage. We can clearly see both Casey's paint work and even Nirma's left side completely gone. His liveries is gone right now, but there Casey left a lot of space on the inside, and Nirma tried taking advantage of that, squeezing Casey into the next corner on the apex, but Casey keeping the inside line, and behind also we have Electrip trying to make a move on Shrox, or the other way around, it's Shrox trying to make a move on Electrip.
Oh, and it's a three-way fight behind. Let's see who gets the edge ahead. I think Shrock is gonna get the edge ahead on Deepak and Electrip, and ahead Nirma is still trying to hold on to the place and trying to get ahead, and he again side swipes Casey, but this time Casey didn't turn as much as Eccentric did last time, but so far Nirma made the move, and Shrock was a bit more impatient and just got himself spun around.
He just dived down from miles away,
Yes, and as you can see, Casey is still keeping the fight, giving the fight to Nirma, and trying to make a move around the outside. I don't know if he's gonna make that stick, but so far they're still side by side. Okay,
it does
it's
not
gonna boost
seem
their
like
safety ratings quite a lot.
That's free boosting of safety rating and racecraft going on right there.
I don't know if that's their plan, but if it's and there's some nudge, I think Nirma won't like that, but he's still keeping up with him. Considering that Nirma, I think, has more damage than Casey. Because when Ghost, I think, punted them, Casey, I think Nirma got more damage than Casey. And he almost tries to make the move, but couldn't
both of
clear
them
away from Casey. Yeah, and just Casey completely
Casey losing his car
and losing his rear end. I think, he got tapped twice on the rear, so I think the rear instability is gonna increase more and more.
Yeah, the more he is gonna get trapped from behind, the more he is gonna lose. But right now it seems like Casey lost 3 positions because of that incident where Nirma was caught off guard by the braking of Casey and has fallen back. Seems like Deepak is always taking that line, mounting that curve way more than what other drivers are doing, especially the turn 2. So that's a different line that he is following compared to other drivers. We again have a big chain forming here at the back. All these drivers trying to find a way to make a move on the driver up ahead.
But it actually is so fun to see the slower car, like not slower car, but because the class that they were put in, they're trying to give fighter to the ones above.
Yes, indeed, they are trying to give a fight to the cars up above. It seems like Deepak Raj does not have much damage or any damage for that matter, and that's why he is looking really sporty as well right now. He might even get Nirma in a couple of corners if he finds a gap for the same.
I mean, he just has 4 laps, I would say, 4 to 5 laps to make that move. So let's see if he can make it.
Yes, indeed. He just has more 4-5 laps left with 5 minutes left in this session, in this race. Right now it seems like Deepak Raj or even everyone in this pack is trying to chase each other. Casey seems to be falling back with his damages, and even Nirma seems to have pulled off quite a gap as Deepak loses his rear, goes all off shape on the exit of that corner. We have behind Shalalak and Aladdin trying to battle it out as well in the back of the field for a couple of points into the championship. As we see Shalalak.
Yeah, I mean, both Mercedes are fighting right now. Both kind of look the same livery as well. I don't know why.
Yeah, that is true. It's very difficult to differentiate. You know, one more
There's
request I have for the drivers. We see
Oh, and
Casey.
Casey, something happened to Casey. He just completely stopped in the middle and just gave room to Shalalak and Supreme General Aladi.
I think he did not give room. I think he lost his car and then he's back again at it. I think he is having a lot of damage. He is just driving somehow. Let's see on the straight whether he is keeping his steering straight. Okay, front suspension doesn't seem to be affected, but something has definitely gone wrong in his rear part of the car, which is making his rears a bit more slidey.
Yes, cause the first major damage that they got was when Ghost completely missed his braking and just went into Casey and Nirma, and the second one also. When Nirma tapped in, I think that wasn't that much of a huge bump as of what Ghost did, but still that obviously increased more and more of his problems and he just kept falling back.
Yeah, we could clearly see the damage on his rear in the third person cam, but ahead it seemed like Electric did a mistake and is fallen back a bit to this pack and might be prey to both Shalalak and Aladdin. We have another battle going on up front between Rishabh and Shwaresh. Still this battle is going on, you know. We last left it a couple of minutes back and Shwaresh was trying to defend and he is still able to defend from Rishabh.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just trying to prove that he's not gonna let someone just get away because they are faster than him.
Yes, indeed.
And right now he's catching up to Slipstream, trying to see if there's a gap to go for, and still managing to keep the Slipstream. But will he get the move done towards the end?
Don't seem like.
Ooh, and he completely missed as the break, the gap that he thought he had, but then had to avoid and go wide, and then gave up one position to 8 cylinders. So
he has
the
to
amateurs
do the
are
work
completely
again.
putting so much pressure on silvers that they are making mistakes now.
Okay, up ahead I can clearly see that D-Sync has fallen back a lot, like into P7. I'm not sure what has happened, so we'll have a look at the replay for the same. Meanwhile, rest all seem to be in the same position where we left them. P1 is currently run by Masoom, so let's just have a look on what happened to D-Sync. What did I click on? Don't even remember.
I think you clicked on escape and return, I think.
Okay. I am kind of used to when I drive, escape and return to garage. But yeah,
it's just a racer's mentality in game. Like,
yes.
if something messed up, return pits.
Yeah, that is indeed true. So we will have a look at D-Sync, who was leading the race. Oh, he got a drive-through up ahead. So that explains why he fell back to P7. He had to serve his drive-through and that just absolutely ruined his race and he fell back to P7. Really sad for him, seeing one of the top drivers getting a drive-through and then losing all the effort that they had put into the race. Do it all again, they have to. But yeah, that's the answer for what happened to D Singh. We have 8 cylinders who has gotten a drive through right now and is being currently going side by side with Rishabh. Rishabh makes the move on the inside right now. 8 cylinders again getting overtaken by even Kaushik Tumala there coming out of the final corner. Leaders are on their final lap. I am not sure when will 8 cylinder serve his drive through. Mostly it will be added at the end of the race.
Yes, so he'll be added 30 seconds time penalty towards the end if he doesn't serve, which he should have when he was at the last corner. But obviously, one car was on the inside, so obviously couldn't just stop and just return to pits. So
yeah,
now Nirma is defending from Deepak. I think Nirma is losing the grip. I don't know if the tires are not doing its work right now, but Deepak is certainly trying to get some advantage in this last lap of the race.
Yes, he is trying to do whatever he can. And whatever errors he can force out of Nirma right now. Deepak is trying his best, but might not be succeeding that much for the same, but he is definitely trying his best.
And the race time has been like it's over now, but the leader hasn't crossed the finish line. I don't know if there's one more lap to be
this is the last lap. So Masoom.
Yeah, now Masoom is at the first sector going through the last lap of the race. So I think there's some drivers have still one more opportunity to go for a few moves if they can.
Yes, but the thing is, most of these drivers are not lapped, so they they will be finishing on the same lap as what the race leader will be, but they definitely have some more time to try make a move on anyone whom they can, whom they are battling right now. The only battle is between Deepak and Nirma, as well as behind between Casey and Shalalak. So 2 battles right now, spicing out towards the end of one more lap they have, I think.
Now as they cross the line, they will have one more lap to deal with. And Casey just completely trying to break the slipstream off, not giving us not even a bit of advantage that Madhav will have.
I see a 420 spun. Is that Aladdin, if I'm not wrong? His driver number was 420. Yes, Aladdin has stopped his car for some reason, or has spun around, or I am not sure what he is doing. He does go return to pits, but Shalalak trying to make a move on Casey on the outside. Casey dealing with terrible damage on his car. Up ahead as well, we see Nirma and Deepak also battling it out. Let's see what happens, but Masoom meanwhile has crossed the line right now. Both Shalalak and Casey going side by side. Shalalak going really wide onto that corner, taking the long route, which makes him fall really back from Casey. He has just a couple of more corners left to try make a move. A long straight coming up ahead, and this is the place where he can think of making a move. P1 is Masoom, P2 is Elfie, P3 is Prakar, P4 if I'm not wrong was taken by Worship the Panda, P6 was Helium, P7 was Jackster. As we see Casey keeping it sane, predicting all the moves that Shalalak is throwing at him, and is still somehow managing to keep his position as he comes around the last second corner, as Shalalak sends it down the inside, but Casey with a brilliant switchback line. It will be a photo finish to the line. Shalalak trying to block him off, but Shalalak gets the position on Casey on the last lap and finishes ahead of him. A brilliant last lap we got to watch. We definitely did not get to cover everyone's finishing position, but we definitely enjoy a photo finish rather than
I mean, that was a very ballsy one the last lap, I wouldn't lie.
Yes,
obviously it's like all or nothing basically. Kimi Raikkonen's radio. Yeah. All or nothing. Raikkonen chose nothing at that time, but Madhav went for it and made it stick and definitely got the move done, and obviously good amount of points in P13.
Yes, that is indeed true. I think the consolidated winner for today's race would be Masoom, considering that he finished second and first in both the races, and then maybe P2 will be taken by Elfie since he finished third and second in both the races. I think P3 P3, I am not sure who will be P3 in consolidated points. It might be Prakhar himself, since he finished P4 in the last one and P3 in this one. I'm not sure between the D Singh and Prakhar who will be in P3.
Oh, and now the rain comes.
Obviously, it comes when we don't want it to rain. But anyways,
I mean,
that's
am I
the
watching
risk.
F1? Am I watching F1 or something? Am I missing out on something? Why is it rain coming now?
Yes, F1 is known for it to rain whenever we don't want it to rain. But anyways, that's the race done for us. We will soon have the podium finishers in the commentary box with us for a podium interview for the same, and hopefully we'll get some more insight on who all are the winners for the race. I am pretty sure Masoom will get P1, P2, and P3 is what I am doubtful of. But we should have the race winners soon in the race. In the commentary box. Meanwhile, chat, why don't you tell your comments on this race and what you thought about this absolute magnificence of the two races that we watched, especially both the races having a big pile up in the first lap itself and a chain reaction forming for the same. And we will go through a couple of the remarks put down by chat. Okay, so Masoom does confirm that it was Prakhar and Elfie who are currently in P2 and P3, not respectively. P2 is taken by Elfie and P3 is taken by Prakhar. Elfie is there in this VC and Masoom is also in the VC. So Ninja, why don't you take it away?
I mean, so I would like to say congratulations to the podium finishers. Great race overall. Like, insane to watch you guys fucking blasting off. Sorry for my language, but yeah. So, Maso, how was the race in your point of view?
I mean, the first race I had pretty much written off because I knew I didn't have the pace in that first two laps because I don't know why my car was like really bad in that first two laps. And but I could say that I was able to manage my tires a bit better and I could gain on him through the entire stint. And the second stint, I think I could have gotten the move done, but before then he got the drive through, so it was pretty straightforward. Got a bit dicey with the back markers towards the end, but I think overall a good race.
That's wonderful to hear, especially in the second race. As soon as you saw D Singh get a drive through, what went in through your mind, or where you, as you said, you are planning to kind of make a move on him on the track itself, but seeing the drive through, were you feeling bad that you were denied the opportunity to make a move on the track and have some fun race rather than just a lonely race?
I was more relaxed because the Lambo has more straight line speed, so I knew if I were to make a move, it would be very difficult. So I'm glad I didn't have to try for aggressive move on track.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so that's a brilliant answer from you, Masu. Moving on to, we have Elfie in the VC as well. So Elfie, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So congrats on your P2. I think you started P5 in the first race, if I'm not wrong.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So from P5 you went to P3 because of some incident between Rishabh and Prakhar. So after that, was it just a lonely race, a lonely drive, or were there some challenges that you were thinking might come towards the end of the race, first race?
Pretty much lonely, but I had some changes made to the setup after the quali. I thought the track was going to remain greasy, and I forgot to change it back. So I was really struggling with the car in the first race. But yeah, I mean, it was an okay pace, but I could have gone like 5 tenths faster per lap. But it is what it is.
Not a bad show from your side. for sure. But yeah, coming to the second race, Prakhar was following you much closely in the second race compared to the first one.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind in the second race? Did you had the confidence that you can still finish ahead of him, even if like you can keep your position for the entirety of the second race?
No, it was really like daunting in the first few laps, but then I settled into the pace and I was like, look, man, I'm not gonna let you pass. So yeah.
Okay, so nevertheless, a brilliant drive from you as well. Masoom, I don't think we have Prakhar. Can you look into it? Can he come for interview?
Let me check.
Yes, but nevertheless, a brilliant drive from both of you. You know, it was a big spectacle to watch. Since you guys were in the front of the pack, you might have missed a lot of action that unfolded at the back. So-called action, more called bumper cars. But yeah, you guys were kind of immune to that. So let me fill you in. You can definitely go and rewatch the stream again. But there was a huge pileup both in first and the second race after the in the first lap itself. So the incident between Rishabh and Prakhar caused a big chain reaction down the field, and I think around 8 to 9 cars were stranded there. In the second race, in the middle pack, again, I think it was Ghost who missed his braking point, punted one car, that punted another car, that punted another car, and it was just another 8 or 9 cars behind, just stranded off. So you guys missed a bit of those action, but you guys can.
I mean, I saw it in my rear view mirror. Like after turn 4 or 5, I could see a big pile up in my mirror there. Actually, I think
I
Alfie
was
was
like,
also involved in that.
no, I was not
No.
involved. I
Alfie
passed
kind
cleanly.
of, yeah, went past. Basically,
I was like,
Rishabh was ahead of him, if I'm not wrong, and Alfie kind of
I
avoided
think,
that.
yeah, yes, yes. My quali pace was bad, so I started P5 and Prakhar and Rishabh both were ahead of me.
Yeah. So, nevertheless, even Baba was there in P4 in the first race, but unfortunately, his disconnection just caused him to leave the first race and start pretty much towards the end in the second race. And in the second race, in the pileup, he got also punted off. He did make a lot of moves in first, second corner, but that's all where it stopped. And in the third corner, he was off the track in the in the big pileup. But yeah, it was a big pileup at the back. Definitely a big gutting moment for a lot of the drivers who were driving around this track, especially if they get involved in something which they have absolutely no control of. But yeah, nevertheless, Masum, any update on Prakhar?
No, I think he's not available right now, so I guess he's not coming to the podium. Let's. Yeah, I think we can stop here because I think he's not coming, or maybe he might be on his stream. Not sure.
That might also be true. He also does his
Yeah.
stream, so he might be talking to his stream at this point. But nevertheless, a brilliant drive from him as well. So congratulations to him as well from my side. But that's it from me and Ninja and all our podium finishers for the podium interview and for the second round of season 3 of the ACC League at IRC at the Misano circuit. And we will be back again with another track next week. But till then, stay tuned for this weekend. We have the F1 race weekend as well. And this is the last round of the season for F1 boys. And it is at the Temple of Speed Monza. So definitely a fun track to watch, a fun track to drive, and a fun track to have a lot of moves done by a lot of drivers. So do tune in for that for our tier 1 boys tomorrow night at 8 p.m. and we will see you then. But till then, would request all of you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and if you like what you watched today and want to follow us, hit the bell icon as well to get notified for the same. Drop a like for the video as well if you enjoyed what you watched, and we will see you soon tomorrow itself with another stream from IRC. That's me, No More Pro Player, signing off with Ninja Zero, and we'll see you again. Good night and have a nice day.